I have two subject matter experts, Shakib and Brian from Amphenol. Thank you for joining me today. I want to start out, Shakib, and ask you a little bit about this battery management systems, BMS as it's called. It's just exploding all over the place in terms of its applications and its usage. It's just becoming so widely adopted. Could you share a little bit about some of the applications and industries that you see this moving into?
Absolutely. BMS is a subject of increasing concern, but let me just make sure we understand the fundamentals. Amphenol does not make the BMS. However, we have the interconnect solutions, and from Brian's group, the sensors required to make them function in a safe, reliable, and an effective manner. To that effect, we have a number of interconnect solutions that my group, Amphenol, brings to the table. And specific amongst them, I'll just illustrate a couple of them. We have microspace family of products which meet some of the specific automotive qualifications such as LV214 and US CAR, which stands for US Council for Auto Research. It's a collection of automotive companies put together to come up with a standard for applications specifically for BMS. And then I'll talk about this another one called FlexLock, which again serves a specific purpose in BMS applications. And I'll talk more about how or what kind of a role they play when it comes to vibration and other harsh related environment effects on the connectors.
Shakib, could you talk a little bit about what Amphenol's specific involvement is with battery management systems?
Absolutely, Paul. We provide interconnect solutions that allow the performance of the health of the batteries to be communicated either to the user of a vehicle, for example, or e-bike, for example, as well as monitor the voltage and the sensor and the current levels in the cells of the batteries. In other words, we are monitoring health, ensuring that they're operating at a safe level, and then, of course, communicating some of these data points back to the user. In a nutshell, that's what our interconnects perform or do.
And these things work. I understand that you've even made it available when these technologies work together, they can work in a sentry mode. That is where even when the system's off, it can assess what's going on and notify and send a signal.
Yep. Just like the smoke detector in your house is operational 24/7, our RedCan device is a CAN bus enabled standalone device that can communicate with the battery management system. We have onboard sensors. We have pressure, temperature, as well as hydrogen sensing. And so long as we're in the airspace with the rest of the battery cells, we'll detect that very first vent from even a slightly damaged cell. And we'll be able to tell that BMS to wake up because there is an issue and you need to take some countermeasures and deal with it right away.
So it sounds like you're really concerned with optimizing performance, but also making sure everything is very safe so that people in all situations can enjoy these technologies and reap their benefits. I wanted to give both of you an opportunity in our closing here to kind of say some final words. I'll start with you, Shakib, if you could share.
Yeah, I think the gist of this discussion that I want to leave our viewers with is three things. First of all, Amphenol is a leader with the interconnect solutions that are in a BMS application, which is such a critical area. Amphenol, number two, Amphenol has the solutions not only on the connector side, but also on the cable side to be able to go and provide a full end-to-end solution. In the space of BMS, it's primarily flexible or wider board. Now, just you touch upon an interesting subject. In this particular sample board that I'm holding, you'll see wires coming in and the connector sitting on a PCBA. However, we've seen the issue of using wires is, first of all, it adds bulk and it adds complexity because these wires have to be routed to other elements. Maybe they fit into a larger harness, or maybe they go somewhere else inside the body of the vehicle, which is why the flex is preferred. So a trend that we're seeing recently is the removal of the PCBA, removal of the wires. So we'll see a flex come in And then the connector itself will also sit in a flex for easy routing. And of course, flex, as we know, it is much lightweight compared to a wire. And number three, Amphenol, it can certainly live up to any customizations. A lot of the BMS applications that we see have a little bit of tweak, a little bit of a change, a little bit of a need for uniqueness. And Amphenol can certainly provide custom solutions if and when needed to match those applications.